WildTalkRadio.com.
Theme song!
This is the Firefly Funhouse, and I want to introduce you to some very special friends that I met along the way.
Hey, this is Adam Copeland, a.k.a. the Rated R Superstar.
Hey guys, this is Renee Paquette.
This is Kane from WWE.
This is WWE Superstar Drew McIntyre.
Hello, this is WWE Hall of Famer, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Hi, this is Bree, and this is Nikki, and we're the Battle Twins.
This is Christopher Daniels, and what I like to do on my off days is listen to the rap, and now you are too.
And it is awesome.
Satisfaction is guaranteed.
It's time to experience the award-winning The Rack.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire!
I love kickball.
I'm back, taking souls and digging holes.
I'm gonna break you, bitch, you hear me?
You can look, but you can't touch.
Ruthless aggression.
With your host,
They've been lying to you. Heroes don't exist. Y'all become addicted to the illusion of what a hero does for you. Have I mentioned that I was once addicted to eating sponges?
Lindsey Ward.
Look at me, woman. And you can just call me Taker.
Oh my God, it's Taker, 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 Taker. Does Taker hate me? Oh my God, it's Taker.
And she was a wicked, wicked child who spat and swore and chewed tobacco.
I like puppets.
Stickers!
And her producer, Sir Rockin.
My little creatures of the night will now experience the magical art of puppetry.
If you smell... what the game is playing.
Live on the Wild Talk Radio Network.
We're here. Yowie wowie!
I'm a perky disco turkey because I love to dance. I know this may seem bizarre. It's the coolest thing to do. That's why I'm such a star. Step side to side, reach high and low. Wiggle your shoulders and make a pose. Repeat side to side, high and low. Shake your feathers and point your toes. Now say gobble, gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
And strut, strut, strut.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to The Rack right here on WildTalkRadio.com. It is not Thursday, it's Tuesday, and as you can hear, we are getting ready to gobble, 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 wobble, 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 strut, 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 because it is the Gobble, Gobble, Wobble, Wobble Thanksgiving Spectacular right here on WildTalkRadio.com. You can listen to us over on twitch.tv/WTR Live, WildTalkRadio.com, or RackRadio.com. You can also, if you're on Twitch, give us a follow. You can just hit that little heart button, or if you want to subscribe to the channel, you can use your free Twitch, or not Twitch Prime, good God, that's old, Prime Gaming sub. Just hit the button out on the bottom of the screen and subscribe for free. It is that simple. You can also subscribe the regular way, follow the channel, hang out and chat, or listen to the archive. We are happy to have you any way we can get you. I am your host, Lindsey Ward. Joining me, as always, is the ever-faithful producer / co-host / handyman, Sir Rockin.
We're here. We're live. It's a Tuesday.
It's weird. It's weird.
But it's a tradition now because we did it live last year. But most years we do it on we record it on a Tuesday. But might as well do things live. We have to talk about PLE Survivor Series that takes place this Saturday on the WWE Network and the Peacocks worldwide for now. Yeah. We have 5 matches to get into tonight, which will be fun. And as well, we're gonna play some Fortnite after.
We are.
So we're gonna be here for a bit.
We are gonna be here for a bit. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna enjoy ourselves on this, Thanksgiving Eve.
Yeah, something like that. Thanksgiving Eve, something like that. But we're here to talk about things
and places and stuffs and pay-per-views or PLEs. Because like you said, 5 matches for Survivor Series WarGames. WarGames. There we go. Survivor Series WarGames. I'll get my shit together.
It does. It's Bloodline. It doesn't work. It's better with WarGames.
Well, you could do Bloodline, but that's a little different. That's a little weird.
It doesn't hit as well.
You know what it sounds like? It kind of sounds like one of those like Twilight movies or something.
A little bit.
Kind of.
A little bit. But yeah, we're here to talk about that. But we got some business to get into first. We have a Blame Brent we need to cover. Actually, 2.
We do.
Technically,
because
2.
it's relevant.
It's relevant. So we're gonna hit this.
Bones breaking, backs cracking, shoulders snapping. It's this week's injury roundup.
So the first one, because the sheet's not updated, so I only know one.
I mean, you know both.
I know, but it's Jade Cargill.
Something.
# blame Brent.
There is no ETA on return either.
It's at least 3 months, depending on what you hear. One day it's a neck injury. One day it's a knee injury. Who knows?
How did she do it? That's the question.
I don't know. Like, everyone's being hush-hush about it. But all we know is she's going to be out for a bit. And WrestleMania is in question. And the other one, we talked about last night on CB Not So Live, but we're going to officially crown it. Blame Brent for the big boom, AJ, broken foot.
# blame Brent.
Get well soon. I hope you recover.
Boom. They brought the boom on Saturday. It hurt my brain doing that. But they brought the boom.
As I say, you're doing a very nice job rizzing him up.
And the Rizzler. God. That's just... Anyway, more of our thoughts were last night. Available now. CBRadioLive.com. Anyway, we're not here to talk about the Rizzler anymore. We've covered that. We've talked about it. We've done all of that.
I didn't do it. Brent did it.
Yeah, I know. Let's talk about Survivor Series and the 5 matches we have on this show. Where do you want to start?
Let's start at the bottom and work our way up.
Okay.
So we have LA Knight being challenged by Shinsuke Nakamura for the United States Championship. And my stomach's being very loud. Quiet. Stop.
Anyway.
It's growling. I don't know why. Anyway, LA Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the U.S. Championship.
It's been a hot minute.
Shinsuke.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute since we've seen Shinsuke Nakamura on WWE television. She returned 2 weeks ago and attacked LA Knight. Yeah. After his match on television. I mean, Shinsuke's a credible enough challenger. He's not going to win, unfortunately. It's kind of he's here to come in as a quick little challenger for LA Knight. I don't expect much of a run from Shinsuke coming out of it. Maybe it will. Because if rumors are true and we're going to 3 hours, he'll be a nice mid-card heel for the SmackDown brand in the new year. But they're keeping him fresh. He's the right guy. It gets LA Knight on this show. It fills in the gap for matches. And if we noticed, someone hasn't been on this show lately.
No, they have not. Who is it?
Cody Rhodes. Remember I told you a couple weeks ago he was not, when you looked at the schedule that he posted.
He was not there.
He was not listed for Survivor Series, and he's not on the show. So there was no WWE Universal Undisputed WWE Championship match on this show. So, which is taking place at Saturday night's main event. So, which will be a lot of fun. Cody and Kevin for the title there. So putting another championship on the match on this show, not a bad idea, but it's LA Knight retaining.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. LA Knight retains.
8-ball, does LA Knight retain? Outlook is good, but a wheel. What does a wheel say?
Wrestler 1.
That would be LA Knight. So congrats to Shinsuke Nakamura for becoming the brand new United States champion. Yeah.
I mean, they could surprise us. They could actually do it with them going to 3 hours and all the moves and everything. Because when's the SmackDown move?
To 3 hours? If it's happening, it's in January.
Right, but when did they go on USA, or did they already go on there?
They've been on USA since the beginning of September.
Okay. I can't keep track of this shit. Well, for the 3 hours they could do it. And also, isn't he going over to Japan at the end of this month?
He's working on Noah's show at the beginning of January, yes.
Okay. Because I know it's either the end of this year or beginning of next year. So, I mean, you could do it. You could give him a little bling bling to take over with him and, show off.
You could.
There's no harm in it.
But no, it's LA Knight's belt. Yeah.
Okay, then. Moving on, for the IC Championship, we have a triple threat match. Braun Breaker versus Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser. I think Ludwig's maybe kind of gonna die. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, quite possibly. This should be a fun match.
This should be a lot of fun. Like, you got two big beefy men in Braun and Sheamus, and then you have Ludwig. He could surprise us, though. He could get nasty. He does have that streak in him. He could be a little mean.
He could be a little mean. He could be very violent. He could take out his frustrations and aggressions on both Sheamus and Braun Breaker, but I have a feeling Ludwig's going to get tossed around a bunch by Braun and Sheamus. This one's going to be hard-hitting. It's hard for me to say, hey, Braun Breaker's going to lose the belt because he just got it, but it's like, how many times are they going to put Sheamus in a spot where he's going to come up short for winning the one championship he's never won? That has me wondering, like, it's a small possibility on this show, but it's possible.
I feel like if you're going to do it, if you're going to pull the trigger on it, this would be the opportunity to, because Ludwig, right, is a three-way. It's a triple threat. So Braun doesn't have to eat the pin to lose the title. So you have Sheamus maybe pull a fast one, maybe just beat the crap out of Ludwig. Braun, maybe Sheamus takes advantage of Braun's inexperience. He's still young. He's still green. He's still cutting his teeth. Sheamus is the crafty, wily veteran. Maybe he pulls a fast one on Braun, pins Ludwig, and walks away with the title. And you kind of start something there between the two. I mean, it's entirely possible. I would like to see Sheamus win it just because it's the one he's never had. And they kind of teased us with it before and they didn't do it. And it's like, so are you going to give it to him or are you not going to give it to him?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of the thing. So you have Sheamus run with it maybe to the end of the year, maybe for the debut of Raw, and maybe you have Braun win it back on the debut of Raw.
Yeah, but he just lost it and won it back. So it's like, I can't see them doing it again.
But after Gunther held that title for so goddamn long, like, I can see them sort of like shuffling it a little bit, just to keep interest.
But it's a little too quick. Like, if it was another month later, yeah, sure. But I feel like it's too quick. At the same point, I could see Ludwig sneak out a win.
He could.
And then you focus the feud for the Intercontinental title over between Ludwig and Sheamus, and Braun moves on to something else, and maybe concerns himself with the Royal Rumble. But I don't know. I still think at the end of the day, it's going to be Braun Breaker retaining. But there are many outcomes that could happen. But that is the one I'm going with.
I'm going with my heart. I'm saying Sheamus.
8-ball Sheamus. Very doubtful. We'll come back. Wheel.
Wrestler 2.
That's a Sheamus. 8-ball Ludwig.
I just realized I could have had a Wrestle 3.
You could have. You didn't get a Wrestler 3. 8-ball.
I could have gotten a legit Wrestler 3.
Braun Breaker. Ask again. This says 8-ball is very undecided.
8-ball. You have to decide.
Sheamus. You may rely on it.
I'm fucked.
Alright, next.
Up next, I'm actually going to skip the WarGames match. We can do those two together. Let's talk about Gunther and Damian Priest. This has been a fun little build for these two. They put a lot of heat on this. They've been building Damian Priest back up ever since he lost the title to Gunther. And he's been dealing with his Judgment Day problems and everything else. So now Damian's in a position where he can challenge to get his title back potentially. Is he going to do it? I don't think so. I don't believe he's going to win this, but he could. Is entirely possible. But they've done a good job with these two, where they've brought Gunther down a little bit and they've brought Damian up, so they're almost on the same level. And I fully expect this to be very hard hitting and just two big beefy men slapping meat in the best way possible.
They're playing on the confidence issues of Gunther coming out of a loss because it's very rare that he loses. But losing to Cody, it hurt his pride and kind of has made him step back a little bit. And Damian's been able to take advantage of him in situations where Gunther thought he had the edge but did not. And Damian's come out on top. The match at SummerSlam was good, and I expect this to be good, but I don't think Damian gets the belt back. I think Gunther is going to be the champion into WrestleMania, where he probably fights a guy you cannot see for the world's title. Just call it a hunch. I think that's where we're headed for WrestleMania. I could be wrong, but that seems like a likely opportunity for Cena.
It's plausible.
But I think Gunther gets this win and sort of regains his confidence in terms of everything that's been going on, because he needs a strong win. He doesn't need interference from Ludwig, because Ludwig has his own problems with the Intercontinental title. I can also see Finn Balor costing Damian Priest, because they haven't really touched on it. And Finn's not booked on this show, but Finn has always said he's always going to be a step behind watching Priest. He's always going to keep an eye on him. And he kind of mentioned on Raw something about how Dom and Carlito, or Dom let Damian back into the World Heavyweight title picture, so I could see Finn costing Damian this match, like he did back at SummerSlam. Like he did back at SummerSlam. I have a feeling Finn may play a big part in this one.
He could. It's plausible. I don't know if I want to see that reignited just yet.
No, I don't either, but I can see it. I can see them telling that story.
I could actually, not necessarily Finn, but maybe like JD or Dom or somebody else. Like maybe some of the others are doing it at Finn's orders. I don't know though.
It would make a bigger impact if it was Finn himself.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. I just I don't want to see it.
Neither do I.
I feel like it ran its course the first time, so it's kind of like.
No, I agree. I think they should go their separate ways for a few more months. But I could see them doing it. But I'm going Gunther.
Yeah, samesies.
8-ball Gunther. I'll look good. Wheel.
Wrestler 2.
Damian Priest. All right. Up next, we have our first WarGames match. Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Io Sky, and Bayley are taking on the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. This is a cast of characters. This is a group that has issues with everybody, and this is going to be fun.
Yeah, on Sunday they were kind of trying to talk about how you align everybody and where everyone ties in. It's like everyone has a tie into the story. Liv is tied to Rhea and Io. Bianca is tied into, Nia Jax. She just beat her, and she's been feuding with her. Bianca and Jade have been feuding with Nia and Tiffany. Candice has been tied to Bayley. Naomi just fought Nia Jax for the title. Naomi and Bayley have been in a tag team. They've been feuding with Nia Jax. Candice is now tied to Tiffany and Nia. And Raquel has been the heavy for Liv, so she's tied against Rhea. Rhea wants to get her hands on both Liv and Raquel. Everyone has a feud and a really hot part in this match where it's like it all makes sense. Jade was in this match. She fit perfectly in the same spot that Bayley did. But Bayley's coming in. She's the veteran. She's proving herself to Bianca to kind of team up. It's interesting to see Bayley and Io on the same side 7 months or 8 months, whatever it's been, since WrestleMania. They're now on the same side together again. It's interesting.
I have a funny feeling there's going to be some friction there.
And there should be. They should not get along. Like, there's talk of why is Bianca and Bianca forgiving Io? Well, I think that it's more they've kind of gained respect for each other. Bianca's still trying to earn hers with Bayley, so there's friction there. And Io and Bayley have friction.
Why is Bianca with Io? Because Bianca needs people. And at least a temporary alliance is better than nothing.
Right, and she can trust her because there's a lot of respect there. Despite everything.
But still, it's the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So it's kind of the same thing with Bayley. They needed a fifth. And so it's like because Bayley has issues with Bianca, she has issues with Io, she has issues, I think, with Naomi. And I don't know about Rhea, but like Bayley potentially has issues with multiple people on that team. And it's, well, can we trust her? And does that matter at this point? Like really nobody in this grouping can trust anybody, whether they're on their own team or on a different team, because at the end of the day, everybody is in this for themselves.
Yes.
They're not in this for unity and team participation. They are here for themselves.
10 women want to fight, and they're going to fight inside the double cage at WarGames.
It will be fun because I think this is Tiffany's first WarGames. I believe everybody else has been involved. I know Candice has been in every single one. Her.
Io has been in every single one, hasn't she?
It's
Io.
I thought Candice was too.
No, Candice wasn't in last year.
Okay, but then she's done most of them though.
She's done at least one. No, but Io's been in every one that's happened in NXT and on the main roster.
The famous flying trash can spot.
Yeah, no, Candice has only been in one, it seems.
I thought she's been in more.
Maybe more? I know at least one.
I know she was in the NXT one.
She was in the NXT one. Raquel's been in one. Dakota's been in a bunch.
Yeah, Dakota's been in almost all of them.
Candice was the captain of the first team. This is Nia's first, isn't it? Yes, this is Nia's first. So it's Nia and Tiffany's first inside WarGame. And this type of match works for Nia too. She can just throw people around a little bit.
Yeah. No, this is a good match for people like Nia, for people like Raquel, for people like Rhea, for people like Bianca, where they can just kind of be way more physical. And just, as you said, throw people around. It's also good for your high flyers because they can throw themselves off things, whether they're in a trash can or not. That's up to them. And this is also good for your ground people too. Like, it's a good match for everybody. It's a good blend of styles that we have here. And again, lots of drama, which drama's always good. We do have the added little taste of Tiffany Stratton being in this because she's your women's Money in the Bank, and you have both champions involved in this match. Do I think she's going to cash in? Probably not. But there's just that added little flavor too. Liv was in last year's?
Liv was not in last year's either. So Liv
or year before?
I'm looking. Candice has been in 2.
See, I told you she's been in more.
She's been in 2. I found the other one. Liv has been in none, so we got 3 people who haven't been in it. So that's interesting.
I thought Liv had done it.
No, Liv has not been in one.
Wasn't she supposed to be in it, and didn't she get hurt?
It may have been a thing where she was going to be in one eventually, but she was not. Raquel's been in 2 so far, I think. Raquel's 1, 2, 3. This will be her 3rd. But yeah, so Liv. So anyway, doesn't matter. Bunch of girls who have not had the opportunity, but Liv, this works for Liv. She'll be good in this one. But no, I think this one works for Nia Jax and Raquel to throw people around and bounce them off like cages. I would make sure that they did a bunch of this on Sunday where they're like, hey, when does this so-and-so come in? I think Liv stays out until the end. I think you bring Nia in towards the middle so she can wreak havoc. And then you have Raquel come in on the other side. Oh, no, they're on the same side. So, yeah, they'll toss people around. So, I'd have Nia come in like 3rd or 4th and kind of even out the numbers. And then I would bring in Rhea to kind of counter Nia. But I think Liv should come in last because she's the chicken shit out of them all.
Yeah.
I think Candice takes a lot of bumps. Probably will start the match, too. I'd have her start. Either her or Tiffany start against, like, Bailey or Naomi, one of the two. I think Rhea should come in and end because she's injured. Bianca probably in the middle somewhere to make it all work. Yeah, I think it's gonna be really good. I think we're gonna get Io in the trash can because everyone expects it, and it's just her vintage staple at this point. That she goes up on the thing and does the trash can, and we'll figure out a way to do something weird with it. Which will be fun. Be a lot of fun to see.
It will be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But who wins?
That's the question. That is the major question on this whole thing. Candice won't win it. I mean, that would be the biggest surprise if Candice wins it. And I don't know. I also don't think she takes the fall because that's too easy to do. Having her take it. Brent brought up the Tiffany Stratton cash in, and I know you brought it up earlier. It's like Tiffany could cash in during the match. That'd be unique. I still don't think that's happening. I think they're still going to wait until next month when the briefcase actually gets put out before they cash in. And Tiffany cashing in on the debut on Netflix.
It'd be a thing.
I mean, that would be a way to kind of kickstart things. Because I don't see Nia walking into WrestleMania as champion. I don't think that becomes a possibility. I don't think that's a possibility. I think Liv has more of a chance out of the 2 women to head into WrestleMania with the title. Possibly. But Rhea pinning Liv seems very obvious. But Liv just took a pin a couple weeks ago on Raw during the tag match. So I don't know that you have the champion lose twice just like that. I think Team Rhea wins. And I think, honestly, I would have Io pin Tiffany. Yeah, I mean they do. I mean they could use big wins as champions, but I don't know. I kind of have this idea of Raquel and Nia kind of coming to blows at some point during the match where they can't get along and they sort of square off. I can see that happening, but I think Io pins Tiffany in this one. So I'm going Team Io wins with Io pinning Tiffany. What about you?
I can see Team Baby, or really Team Raw. I guess I don't know who's Team what, but like basically Team Rhea winning. I can see you giving them that. Just because this is one way that you can deal a loss to Liv and to Nia safely and not necessarily have them lose too much, because there's like enough there on both sides where it could easily fall apart, and that's why they lose, is they just cannot overcome the egos and the issues and the problems and people walking away. Because we know for Team Rhea that like she wants Liv, right? That's the only reason she's there, is she wants to just murder Liv Morgan in game. So she's like, as long as I get her, I'm cool. So I could see like one scenario is Liv gets eliminated before Rhea can get her, and Rhea walks out because she's like, nah, man, I want that.
Huh? What are you talking about? No one can
What?
walk out. No one can walk out. If someone walks out, the match is over. It's not elimination. It's one fall to a finish.
I know, but Rhea eats like a panther. I don't know. But anyway, like I can see Rhea kind of like not participating as much because she's like, well, I wanted Liv and Liv's gone. Anyway, we know there's been tension between Nia and Tiffany. They could do another T spot. You could maybe have issues between Liv and Raquel flare up a little bit just because of Rhea. Because I forget how Liv and Raquel did Raquel get hurt and Liv moved on without her? Is that what happened, or did they get separated? I don't remember. Or did Liv dump Raquel?
I think there was an injury involved. I don't remember.
It's been so long, but you could create issues there. There's a number of ways to do it, but I'm not gonna say who pins who because I honestly don't know who pins who. But I will say that Team Rhea, I would give them the win here. And they walk out victorious.
Okay, so both of them got hurt at different points.
Okay.
Liv got hurt, had to come back. Then Raquel got hurt later. So yeah, that's kind of how it goes. What about Bianca and Bailey? Could come to blows? I don't think so. I don't think they come to blows. But yeah, it was Liv getting hurt, forcing to give up the belts, and then Raquel got hurt.
I think you can tease tension between Bianca and Bailey, but I don't think they come to blows here. Unless you like have one accidentally hit the other. That's the only way I can kind of see that happening. If anybody's going to come to blows, it might be Io and Bailey, just because of the issues there. But I still say Team Rhea wins.
Magic 8-Ball, Team Rhea. It is decidedly so. Wheel.
Wrestler 2.
Which would be...
Team Judgment Day?
Team Liv. Okay, got it. The heels.
Yeah, I don't know like how we're qualifying Wrestler 2. Is it just 1 and 2, or is there...
Yeah, it's 1 and 2. Yeah. Baby faces and heels.
No Wrestler 3.
No Wrestler 3.
Damn.
But here, okay,
all right.
Before we move on, they're hinting at Bianca heel turn. She's not going to heel turn anytime soon. She doesn't want to. Lashley did an interview a few months ago how they wanted to get her. He wanted to get her into the Hurt business or the Pride or whatever they were calling it with the Be Alive with the Street Profits, which is why BFAP is there. Bianca doesn't want to turn heel. She's kind of in the John Cena role for the women where she's everything. And it means a lot to her to be the baby face for the top baby face for young girls and stuff. So she didn't want to turn heel at any point right now. Will happen down the road? Probably. But right now she's not going in that direction.
I think she's doing fine as a baby face with a little spice. You know, she doesn't need to go full heel. I think they have a lot of good heels on the roster right now, so she can kind of be that tweener role, or she can be the babyface with a little spice. She doesn't need to go full heel on it. And if she's enjoying what she's doing, let her enjoy what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, anything else before we move on?
Nope. Let's talk about the main event.
All right. Your main event of the evening is the other WarGames match. Roman Reigns, the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, Sami Zayn with a returning CM Punk and Paul Heyman will take on the Bloodline 2.0, which is Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, and Tongaloa match. Let's talk about the issues in this match, because dear God, there are issues all over the goddamn place in this match.
There are issues in this match. There's a lot of issues. There's a lot of friction and everything. I want to talk about SmackDown before we really dive into anything. The use of CM Punk and the return of Paul Heyman. And everyone's talking about what Paul Heyman was dressed as, where he was wearing the black jacket and the red shirt like Solo Sikoa does. He was kind of in his colors, even though he's he's advocating for Roman Reigns. I think Paul Heyman is very smart. He got people talking because everyone's going.
What he does, man.
It's a subtle hint that he's turning on Roman Reigns and the bloodline, which he ultimately could. We talked about it a little bit on Sunday, but he could ultimately turn and sort of be in the mastermind. And I spell out the reason why we're basically a week ago Friday was the first time Roman called Heyman since he got attacked and since WrestleMania, and all Paul Heyman was trying to do was to get a hold of Roman Reigns since WrestleMania, and there was really no real communication. And maybe this is a master ploy by Paul Heyman to kind of screw Roman Reigns for not, checking in on his well-being and only calling him when he needs him, not that, there is no real bond between the two. It was Roman always just using Paul, and he really wasn't his wise man. He was just his lackey and just sort of the guy to do the dirty work for him. Could I see that going on? Yeah, I could see them telling that story. But I also see it's just a bunch of ways to get people to talk and intrigue about the match. Will Heyman be actually turning and stuff like that? I thought people were questioning why CM Punk, and we talked about it a couple weeks ago. I was like, I didn't see how it fit, but with the way they did it, where basically Punk's doing it as a favor to Paul Heyman and stuff like that, I think that works. Because Punk was the original Paul Heyman guy. I think that will come together and that will work. They're playing off the old bloodline as guys who, they're together, but they're loosely together. They're all still have their own aspirations, but they're coming together for the common good of trying to take down this new bloodline. I really like Bronson Reed in this.
He's kind of the outlier.
But he fits so perfectly with them. Like the idea of a tag team of Bronson Reed and Jacob Fatu, that's a good one.
That is a good one. That's a very good one.
Like I can see them down the road if they want to do something where they want to wreak havoc. That would be a fun team. Because they would just fit well together. Bunch of destroyers just running through people. I look at this whole thing and go, if Team Roman wins, this match really doesn't solve anything unless the Ulafala is on the line, and it's not on the line. It's because you still need that one-on-one match between Solo and Roman, which could happen as early as Saturday night's main event. That would be a good place to do it. You could do it on Netflix, on Raw, where you have Solo put it on the line. But also at the same time, the Bloodline's won so much. They've gotten the advantage over Roman and the Usos so many times. It's something has to give, especially when Bloodline got the win at Crown Jewel, and they got the win at I believe they won at Hell in a Cell, right? Yeah.
Did they?
Or did Roman get the win at Hell in a Cell?
I think Roman got the win at Hell in a Cell.
Roman and Cody. Yeah, that's right. Roman and Cody got the win at Hell in a Cell. So it's 1-1. I don't know. I'm torn. What are your thoughts?
So we talk about the issues in this match, and pretty much everybody's issues revolve around more or less one person, which is Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the humbling of Roman Reigns. He was on top. He had the world by its tail. He was, the tribal chief. He was all these things. And then he loses to Cody. And the bloodline more or less does to him what he did to everybody else, which is they cut him loose. Because they're like, you lost once. We don't need you. We can find other people who will win. And so now Roman has gone away. He took his ball. He went home. He had a nice long rest, which he had more than earned and deserved. And now he's coming back. And now he's sort of being humbled because we've seen the rise of Solo Sikoa as a leader, as a performer, which we had all pegged pretty much since the moment he joined the bloodline, right? Like the moment they had him join, it's like, oh yeah, we're all seeing it. We all see the vision. Roman versus Solo. We all see where this is going. And they've built Solo up into this really credible challenger. And around him, he has a very strong, capable group that has only just gotten stronger with the addition of Bronson Reed. And if they want to make him a permanent fixture of the bloodline, I don't think anybody would complain. So you have all of that. The Usos, Jimmy and Jay, they have their own problems that they're sorting through. Jay is only there because he's like F Solo. But if like Roman tries his crap, Jay's gone. We know the issues between Roman and Sammy. Those are legendary, as well as Sammy and everybody else in the group. And then there's the very, 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 very interesting addition of CM Punk with Paul Heyman. Now, you mentioned Paul Heyman not necessarily being Roman's wise man and being his lackey and sort of doing his bidding and only there to like really take care of Roman's needs, whatever they are. I think that went both ways. I think they were both using each other because we all know Paul Heyman. We know he's loyal as long as the money flows, and he'll stay with it as long as the money's there or as long as the title's there. And once that's gone, man, he's out. He moves on to the next thing. We've seen him do it. So like for him, I could see him displaying a certain level of loyalty to Roman because there is still a possibility of money being on the table with Roman. But, you know, with Roman being gone and Solo taking over, eventually, you know, the money ran out and Paul was like, yeah, okay, I got cut loose from the bloodline. They don't really want me. They pushed me away. I tried to help them. And so now I'm going to go off and do my own thing and find my next paycheck, which is CM Punk. There's one person, because it was laid out that I should bring up conspiracy theories on this show. So I'm going to bring up a conspiracy theory that did not come up on Sunday. There is one person that has been involved in this feud that is nowhere near this match, that has not come up in this match. And that is Seth Rollins. He told everybody to F off because there was no way in hell he was teaming with Roman Reigns. And we talked about this, I think, last week when we were sort of like recapping something, or I forget exactly how it came up, but we were talking about it where it's like Seth and Roman is too soon. It's way too soon. I don't know if we'll ever be ready for them to team together. I don't know if we'll ever get to that point where they can. Like, there's so much bad blood there. There's so much scorched earth there between the two that it's like, no. They're never going to come together. It's going to have to be like an end of the world type scenario for those two to work together. So the bloodline was trying to recruit Seth. They couldn't get Seth. Roman's team was trying to recruit Seth. They couldn't get Seth. Now, Seth has issues with Roman, Punk, and Bronson. And in fact, Seth has been feuding, with Bronson. Not successfully. I mean, Bronson's failed, I think, pretty much every attempt. But there's issues there, of which Seth could decide, you know what? Let's go have some fun. Let's go screw with people. And he could go for Punk. He could go for Bronson. And he could fuck over Roman and the Usos in the process. I'm not saying he would, but he could get involved in this, and he could be a deciding factor in this. Because the bloodline could be like, you know what? We just want a little extra insurance. Or Heyman can be like, you know what? We just need a little extra insurance. Or Seth could just get a wild hair and decide, you know what? I'm going to go be fabulous on somebody's face. Let's go. But he could be a deciding factor. I don't have any type of circumstances involved in that, but he could show up. He could become involved. I think this is still the humbling of Roman Reigns in terms of this team that he's got, which is him, the Usos, Sammy, and Punk. I don't think they're going to be able to pull their shit together. Just call it a hunch, but I just don't think they're going to be able to become a cohesive unit, especially Roman and the Usos. They're working on it. They're working out their issues. We've had the reunion of the Usos. But I think there's still, like, Jay's still very wary. He's still kind of like, I don't know if I can trust this. Like, I'll do it because I have to, but the second you pull your bullshit, I'm out. So I think the bloodline could take advantage of that. And they could absolutely come in and just like annihilate them. And it's also the inclusion of Punk, because Punk's like the one person that doesn't really have any skin in this game. Like, he has no allegiance to anybody. He has no real like feud with anybody that's in this match, unless you want to count like Roman as the person he has the issue with. Like, I guess Punk could have issue with Solo and crew because they put Paul through a table. And so Punk is there to avenge Paul. But Punk is just this really kind of outlier, weird inclusion in this, that it's like, well, yeah, I guess it makes sense that he's there, but at the same time, it's like, it doesn't make sense, but they told the story perfectly where he's like, look, I'm just here to beat somebody up. I'm good. And they're like, okay, come on, let's go. I think if you're going to honestly, if you're going to end up doing Roman versus Solo, I don't think it's going to be as soon as Saturday night's main event. I think you can push that out a little bit more. I think Roman needs to be humbled a little bit more. I'm going to say the Bloodline wins.
Man, the story I feel they need to tell us is that to defeat the new Bloodline, he has to sacrifice his desire to recreate the old one. He has to realize that his family and their bond is more important than regaining power again.
I mean, that's a valid point.
That's very valid. I'm going Team Roman. I think there's too many big forces on that side where there's weaker forces on the Bloodline side, the new Bloodline side. So I'm going OG Bloodline to win this match. 8-Ball, new Bloodline? No, Wheel.
Wrestler 3.
Yeah! I finally got one!
Wrestler 1.
OG Bloodline.
It has to happen at least once.
It does have to happen.
It.
It does have to happen at least once, yes.
But I think that does it for us. What do you think?
It does. So for those watching and listening live to the Rack's Gobble Gobble Wobble Wobble Thanksgiving special, we're done. But we're going to be playing Fortnite, so the live stream is going to continue on after a tiny little break so we can load up Fortnite. But we'll still be live, playing a little bit of Fortnite for the next hour or so. Because Chapter 2 is still going on until this weekend, so we might as well get one more run at it. We'll stream it for you guys here on the channel. Speaking of this weekend, Saturday night, 11:30 p.m. Eastern, it's another edition of CB Radio. Sunday, it's WTR Sunday Wrestle Talk Radio. Monday night, it's the Raw Post Show at 10 p.m. Eastern. Check out CB Radio Not So Live as we reviewed AEW Full Gear last night. The archived podcast is now available wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for Wild Talk Radio. It's at Wild Talk Radio. It's Facebook.com/Wild Talk Radio Network. We're on Blue Sky as well, so find us there however you do Blue Sky things. Chat, if you have Amazon Prime, link is your Twitch account. It's called Prime Gaming. Support the channel by clicking the purple rectangular button below the screen, and you can use creator code RocketSack or
Lindsey Ward
in the Fortnite item shop where you buy Fortnite Crew, M&M, Snoop Dogg, Ice Spice, all the new battle passes, and more, because we are
#Epic Partners. You can follow me on most of the social medias at Lindsey Ward, LNSWD. You can check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Lindsey Ward. You can follow me over on YouTube, youtube.com/@Lindsey Ward. And you can follow me on TikTok, Lindsey Ward 0. And while you're liking and subscribing and following and doing all the things, you can head over to Matt's channel, MBG Films, youtube.com/MBG1211, and check out all of his awesome, amazing content. Like, subscribe, and tell him we said hi because he's a cool guy like that. And if you're here listening to the Gobble Gobble Wobble Wobble Thanksgiving special, just want to tell everybody, please have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good time. Relax. Chill. However you like to celebrate, please celebrate. And if you are anywhere else in the world where you do not have Thanksgiving, I hope you have a very happy and amazing and awesome Thursday. And with that, we're going to go play Fortnite. So for Rock, I'm Lindsey Ward. You've been listening to Rock right here on WildTalkRadio.com, and we'll see you later. Bye!
Now we turkey disco to mighty fine dance, and we're proud of how we moved. It was so much fun, we don't want to be done, so let's give it one more groove. Step side to side, reach high and low, wiggle your shoulders and make a pose. Repeat side to side, high and low, shake your feathers and point your toes. Now say gobble, gobble, gobble,
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
and strut, strut, strut.
And a strut, strut, strut.
Do a wobble, wobble, wobble.
Wobble, wobble, wobble.
Then we all just said good luck.
WildTalkRadio.com.